Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and
Good to see you.
welcome, Secretary Perez. I'm extremely concerned by the Department's repeated delays in issuing regulations implementing the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, or WIOA. You've been very complimentary about it. I appreciate the Chairman's positive comments. The most recent delay of final regulations even more concerning, given the Department will be reviewing and approving state plans prior to the issuance of final regulations. This includes negotiating levels of performance, which will be used to determine whether a state meets the requirements of the law. It's outrageous the Department would hold states accountable to rules that have not been finalized. Given final regulations have yet to be issued, what basis is the Department using to approve state plans?
Congresswoman Foxx, as I mentioned to you on our phone call, we've been working very, very closely with states since the passage of WIOA, and I'm very excited about the work that we have done. We did literally 41 pieces of operating guidance, 28 technical assistance webinars, and your teams have been involved in every step of the way. The majority of WIOA is already in place. It was implemented a year ago. What remains are the accountability mechanisms, and the good news there is because of the work that we've been doing together with states and with the help of your teams, you look at the number of states, over 40 states have WIOA compliant state boards. Roughly half the states have already prepared draft plans, and most importantly, the stovepipe implosion that WIOA contemplates, making sure that we build one big sandbox of opportunity. So it's not the education department one way and the workforce people another way, making sure we're working together. We've already issued state plan guidance that tells states what they need to do, and we talk to them literally on a weekly basis. And so I'm very excited about the progress, and I'm very appreciative because the regulations were over 1,800 pages, and they took a lot of work, and nobody took any Thanksgiving or Christmas holidays among our career teams. And frankly, I think WIOA is a good news story because we're moving forward together. There's a ton of excitement in the field, and I'm very proud of the work that we're doing, and we look forward to continuing that collaboration with you and others.
But Mr. Secretary, these things are being negotiated one-to-one by you, and I think that exhibits a cavalier attitude on the part of the Department regarding the Administrative Procedures Act and the requirements of the law relating to rulemaking. You know, Congress has prescribed a specific process for the promulgation of regulations to allow for public comment and congressional oversight. The de facto issuance of final regulations through the approval of state plans circumvents this process by making the rules effective before providing Congress with the opportunity to review them. And even in your own comments today, and I've made a list of things you all do: executive orders, guidance letters, program letters, notices, administrators' interpretation clarifying, memorandum, directives, reporting requirements, enforcement guidance documents, corporate and enterprise enforcement, technical assistance webinars you just mentioned. So all of this goes around the rulemaking process, which we think you should be doing, and it appears to us that you don't want to publish official rules so that the public can comment on them. You do new programs. The chairman mentioned new programs that we see as a way to get around this. And this morning, I had a meeting with a manufacturer from my district, and he's on one of the boards, and he said getting change on those local boards is like pushing a string, that they cannot get the changes because they don't have the guidelines and the accountability measures. That's what we want to see. What are the accountability measures for these programs?
With all due respect, we've been anything but cavalier. We've been working relentlessly with states. And as someone who ran a state agency, one of the things that always disappointed me was when the federal government would issue guidance or regulations without including us. And so my direction to the team, and remember, Congress debated the reauthorization of the Workforce Investment Act for 10 years. And then after that 10-year discussion gave us 1 year to do everything that we needed to do. And we built a very inclusive table. The state plan guidance that I'm referring to was made public, and we took public comment on it. Our final rules will be out in June. And we have been working very closely with your teams, with others, and we've had a remarkably constructive relationship. There's no effort, intent to do anything other than make sure we implement every aspect of the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act to the fullest extent possible. And the good news, Congresswoman, is we are making tremendous progress. We're building that skills superhighway. We're building an ecosystem where we, for the first time in states across this country, you have the folks who administer TANF are talking to the folks who do education, are talking to the folks who do the workforce. And you see the number of states who are coming in with those unified plans. That's exactly what you wanted, and that's a good